We are at the entrance to the Fordyce Trail here in California. It's supposed to be one of the hardcore off-road rock crawling trails. And we've never done it. We're all amateurs. Do you think we'll make it?
Vinny will.
Just him?
He'll make it to the top so that then we can test all our winches.
Oh, okay. So your strategy is just to winch up all the obstacles?
So unfortunately, Fordyce has a fire on one of the lower sections. The firefighters are being amazing and helping us cross their hoses so that we can get away from the fire so that they can get back to work. Yeah.
Driveline Hill is the first obstacle that we encountered, and the far right side, Vinny tried to make it up. It looked like it might be possible, but even with 40-inch tires, much more challenging than it appeared. Now, from the bottom, this hill is incredibly steep and very intimidating to look at. It's almost hard to see how a rig could make it up this hill, but it was worth a shot on the right side, and then Vinny ended up turning and coming up the left side, which was a much more feasible route for the rest of us as well.
There you go.
The Tacoma walked right up the trail. Of course, it's a lot easier to follow somebody else who's already made it up the trail, but it is funny to watch the differences in the rigs, especially with the long wheelbase the Tacoma has. It really made a huge difference on these sort of steep climbs just to make them a lot less sketchy.
Nice job, babe. Ooh. Dust off that one. Yep.
Keith made the lower section of the climb look easy, but the top section got sketchy in a hurry. It's crazy with the short wheelbase how quickly things can change.
Yeah, don't go that way.
Aaron had the same challenges as Keith on this section of the top of the hill, and it took a couple different attempts to really get the right line and then just be able to stay in the power just enough to keep the momentum to make it up and over. Juan struggled the most on the lower section of the trail, but then on the upper section he gave us the best show by far. Thankfully he didn't roll over. Dave had to give it the most amount of effort through the entire section of trail, but this goes to show with some good driving and some good spotting how you can make it up and over stuff.
It looked incredibly wiggly.
Rodney's been driving his LJ for about a decade now, and he really knows the rig well, knows how to pick a really good line to make the trail look easy, even up the toughest sections.
Yeah, that's true. So you have you and me have the shoulder wheels, right? Aww.
Here's water crossing number 1. Thankfully on this trip, the water flow is down really low. It's about 50 CFM, and you can see it comes up partially on the tire, but it's not very deep. What's your thoughts on this Winch Hill here?
I think I'm going to put my driver over near where Faith is.
Yeah, cakewalk.
It turns out Winch Hill 1/2 was exceedingly easy. Everyone walked up it, thankfully, and it's one of those that you still have to pay a lot of attention to, because if you do get off track, it can get really tippy super fast.
Woo! Driver's side.
Strange how some obstacles appear difficult and maybe impassable, yet you can just walk right up it. We finally made it to Winch Hill 1. Winch Hill 1 is rather intimidating. We had to walk up the trail and kind of scope out what possible route would be up this obstacle, and most of the group decided to bypass it. Of course, Vinny had to attempt it, and I wasn't far behind him.
Woo!
That's the line I was talking about at the beginning.
And I said, oh, I walked right past him. Oh, that looks like soup bowl. Woo! That's where the wheel length comes into play.
The top section of the Winch Hill 1 proved to be the most difficult for our long wheelbase, just in trying to figure out what line would work for the truck. But once we figured it out, it just walked right up and over. It's pretty amazing to be driving it and watch it do its thing.
All right, you're coming down, honey. Driver now. Wait, driver. Why are you still climbing passenger?
Well, he's got to get his tire around the big rock.
Okay, I was gonna say.
It's that long ass turning radius.
On the approach to Winch Hill 2, Vinny decided to take the buggy line, or at least attempt it, and it proved to be very difficult.
Whoa!
That was impressive.
I don't think I want to be here.
Juan, would you like to explain the situation, what's going on here?
We needed steel ramps.
We need ramps. So it looks like we've been stacking rocks here behind his tire.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going.
Oh yeah!
Keep going. Yeah, you good? Good stuff?
Okay. Now what though? Alright, so we're trying winching from a really awkward position here.
It's looking sketchy, but I think it's gonna work. It's out now.
Vinny's going up the top of Winch Hill 2.
We thought the straight-on line for Winch Hill 2 might be an easy one, but it turns out it's actually rather difficult. There's a rock that catches the rear differential as you pull up over the top. So then, Vinny decided to try the difficult line, which is the left side of the obstacle, and that proved to be really difficult.
Okay, slightly passenger. Right here is where you're going to start to climb. Drive it a bit.
Vinny tried the line one more time. He backed down and reapproached it, and he almost made it. It was really close, but in the end, he got to a really awkward position and decided to winch it.
I think his driver tire rear is going to end up on the ledge. Oh, no.
You're good, you're good, here.
After seeing all the trouble Vinny had, I decided to take the far right side, which I guess some people call the bypass, but I think it's plenty difficult by itself, and it was nice to just be able to walk right up that thing.
Oh yeah, you got it. Keep going, passenger. Like,
Ooh, he's gonna, oh, maybe?
Okay, passenger, straight. Perfect.
yeah, a little bit that way.
Here he goes.
It's good.
Yeah.
Perfect. This is the third Fordyce water crossing. It's actually the widest of the three. See Vinny in front of us? Little bounce. Water's not too deep. It's actually the lowest it's ever been.
It's really pretty.
It is beautiful.
Lots of rocky bottom, so there's no issue with digging down, but definitely if it was flowing fast, it'd be a little more interesting.
Or higher.
Yeah, or deeper.
Paco's just playing on a little obstacle.
Day one on the Fordyce Trail, we made it past the first two water crossings, which included the Winch Hill 1/2, the Driveline Hill, and we made it up Winch Hill 1. Winch Hill 1 was very intimidating, especially with a vehicle that is long and has a lot of body panels to protect. And day two, we proceeded up the trail. We got up Winch Hill 2, and then one of the guys had an issue with his track bar, so we had to do some welding repair on that. And it was getting kind of midday, and a lot of the guys were concerned about getting back home, so they exited at Committee Crossing up the hill. Meanwhile, we just couldn't resist staying here another night, because look how beautiful it is.
It's absolutely gorgeous right here at the base of Committee Crossing.
So from
nice
Committee
smooth
Crossing,
ground.
it still looks to be a pretty significant rocky climb to get out, and this is one of the exit points of the trail. Otherwise, to continue on the trail, there's Winch Hill 3 ahead of us, Winch Hill 4, and Winch Hill 5. I guess from what I've heard, Winch Hill 3 is almost a buggy type of winch hill, but there is a bypass to it, or for it. And then the other two sound a bit more possible with a somewhat streetable vehicle. So unfortunately, we have no one else to travel with us at this point. We haven't seen anybody else on the trail. So we're thinking we'll probably do the exit route at this point.
This is Fordyce Lake at the Committee Crossing exit. It's absolutely beautiful.
We didn't get any video coming out the exit at Committee Crossing, but we will say that it is rocky and gnarly. It's probably something that would take most rigs easily an hour, if not 2 hours, depending on how many stops and how much spotting you have to do. We basically just drove continuously at our Tacoma slow speed, and it didn't really stop at all. And I think it probably took somewhere between half hour, 40 minutes to get up there. We didn't really time it because we weren't in a hurry, but we didn't get any video either because it was just the two of us, and Faith was helping spot while she was walking on the trail there. So this finishes out the Fordyce Trail for us anyways. We made it, I guess, 2/3 of the way, and we are at Fordyce Lake, which is absolutely beautiful. I guess we might have to come back here at some point. Thanks for watching our Fordyce adventure. If you enjoyed any of it, hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to comment, and we'll catch you on the next adventure. Thanks so much.